Hey guys, and welcome back. Happy Saturday. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for everyone being so supportive this week as we took a couple videos off, but you guys are the best. I love you guys, and I'm so happy it's December. We're into the holiday season, so there is just a lot of positive, happy energy around, and I'm happy to be back. As you guys know, we will be doing a live today with Emily D. Baker at 12 p.m. Eastern because she's going to help us break down some of the Jen Shah legal drama and also what's going on behind the scenes with Jen Shah's legal team allegedly wanting the case somewhat dismissed, I guess, because of the Hulu documentary. Yeah, I have questions, and hopefully you guys do too, so I hope to see you in the live chat. As of right now, we're back to talk about Carole Radziwill from the Real Housewives of New York, and she's speaking out on whether or not Bethany's ultimatum led to her Real Housewives of New York exit. She's accusing Andy Cohen of gaslighting her and shares what would actually make her return. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so Carole Radziwill is looking back on her appearance on The Real Housewives of New York City, and she's talking about it, or at least she was, during a podcast appearance this past week. Now, following reports that suggested that Carole was axed from the series due to either the reunion feud with Andy Cohen or an ultimatum given by Bethany Frankel, which we've heard about before, now Carole is sharing her thoughts on the rumors before admitting that there was one thing that could have brought her back to the show. Oh, Lordy. I can only imagine what that would have been. So Carole actually went on with David Yanti from Behind the Velvet Rope, and David is a big friend of ours over here. If you guys haven't checked out his podcast, make sure you check it out. But on the podcast, she said it's probably more the latter and not the former. If you have to pick one, it's definitely not going to be me. She's talking about, well, whether Bravo was going to pick between Bethany and Carole, they would have went with Bethany. Now, while fans may never know what exactly led to Carole Radziwill leaving the Real Housewives of New York, Carole seemingly claimed that it had something to do with the demise of her friendship with Bethany. How? Okay. She said, I think the fight, our friendship dissolving at the point was the reason. I think it had everything to do with that. Carole then said that if Bravo would have been able to come to some kind of an arrangement just for the money, she probably would have returned. Honestly, even though we know Carole has a good amount of wealth, some of the women, depending on what your status is, what that last name is, what weight it carries, they get offered different contracts. Obviously, Carole Radziwill would be making a lot more than someone like Leah McSweeney. So why not pick up an extra almost $1 million for filming for about 3 months, and then a few pickup shots, a couple interviews? It's easy money. So not only that, she gets to take trips. She gets to hang out with some of her friends. I wouldn't call them all friends, but again, easy money. I feel like we would all do it. Carole said when talking to David, I would have hated myself for it because, again, it was aligning with who I was in person. I would have hated myself for it because, again, it wasn't aligning with who I was as a person. But I'm going to be honest. I likely would have done it for another season. So at least she's being honest about that and admitting it. Now, during the Real Housewives of New York season 10 reunion, Carole recalled being hurt by her former friend, Bethany. She said, Bethany was like, I don't have anything in common with her. She has no job, no career, no husband, no child. And it really hurt me that she would say something like that. I feel hurt about the things that she was saying, especially because it's like, I have no husband. My husband passed away. We didn't have children. And it's not like I didn't or, wouldn't have had children with my husband. And to be fair, that is a low blow. Her husband did pass away, and we watched her fly to Europe in order to get the ashes back. That's not something you say to someone who's a widow. Oh, well, you don't have a husband. I have nothing in common with you. You don't have children, especially if you're supposed to be a friend with this person. And Carole did open up about the fact that had her husband still been alive, she would have actually most likely have been a mom. That's not, even though I'm a huge Bethany Frankel stan, it's not something you say, especially not to someone who at one point, even if she's not your friend now, well, at one point she was. Now, adding insult to injury was the fact that Andy was denying that the comments were even made. She said, not only is he saying she never said that about my husband or child, but that the producers are telling me that they're looking at the show right now in the control room. And she definitely didn't say that. There is no control room. It was just nuts. There's no control room when they're screening like 10 to 15 episodes of a show. While Carole may have felt like Andy and the network, like they were protecting Bethany, she said that she totally understood the decision. Now, we know that Carole was on the show from season 5 to season 10, and she did make her mark on the show. However, if you watch the season 10 reunion, it was painful. Even when she clapped back at Andy Cohen, that's one of the things you can't do. We've seen it multiple times on different reunions. We saw Kelly Dodd try it. Kelly Dodd's axed. I mean, we've seen other housewives in the past who have given ultimatums or really called Andy on his stuff. That is still your boss. I don't care if you work at Ruby Tuesdays or if you work as a housewife. I always use the Ruby Tuesdays reference because it's just my college days and I can't help it. But I don't care if you're working with Ruby Tuesdays or as a housewife, your boss is your boss and there has to be some level of respect there, you would think. But I don't want to just talk about this and not ask your opinion. Now, when it comes to Carole Radziwill and talking about this alleged ultimatum or what would have made her return, do you think that the network ultimately chose Bethany Frankel and pushed Carole out? Bethany could have been like, I don't want to film with this woman. And to be fair, the closest thing that I can compare this to would probably be Heather Dubrow and Nicole James on the new season, the season 16 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Heather Dubrow's first day filming was taking a hike with Nicole. And then later, Shannon Beador revealed that there was this lawsuit, allegedly, that Nicole filed against Dr. Terry Dubrow. And once all of this came out, well, from what we're hearing, Heather Dubrow was like, next, I'm not filming with her. And at the end of the day, the production, the network, Andy, they're going to choose Heather Dubrow. We also heard Heather Dubrow gave an ultimatum, which isn't really like an ultimatum, but a request saying she wouldn't have come back to The Real Housewives of Orange County had Kelly Dodd still been a part of the show. I think that's another great example. But again, I want to hear your opinions. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Make some memories. Don't spend too much time on social media. Be in the present and take advantage of all of your friendships, relationships, and time with your loved ones. I love you guys so much. Jason and I are going to the Christmas boat parade tonight, so that'll be exciting. And I'll post photos for you guys. I'll see you so very soon. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.